Hello.
Hello.
I take zero blame for this. I literally asked Ryu, are we up next? And he said no.
Because the correct answer to that question there, Mr. Dazed, is no.
Throwing you
but
under
we're
the
here.
bus.
We're back. We'll talk about the next map is Nuke. Saw a complete stomp in that first map.
I mean, this map could definitely be a bit closer, just because Nuke can be so CT-sided. And even now, at times, if a team's not prepared for it, it'd actually be pretty T-sided. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I think Renegades is going to be really prepped on it, though, and very prepared.
It's definitely a map that they seem to put a lot of work in. We were talking about how some of those angles are, if you know the angles, super powerful.
Yes.
Just positional play.
The key to Nuke that I always think on Nuke, and I think it goes the same for this Nuke as well, is that if you have a really good upper player who could really lock down upper really well, like Hiko, for instance, for Liquid, great upper player, great hub player. And especially on this map, you could be on the Mustang Rafters and be really hidden from mini. And you have a really good ramp player who knows how to spot and fall back and when to take battles. It opens up the map for everybody else and makes it so much easier to have two people on outside to rotate properly and things like that. So keys to Nuke, in my opinion, is always a great hub player, a great ramp player. Both is going to open the map for everybody else. And then, on T side, of course, trying to split up the rotate, having outside control and things like that, and then maybe being able to take that one-on-one battle from ramp and whatnot is going to be pretty key.
And we've seen a couple times, you mentioned Hiko is a really good upper player. Hiko and Davey have kind of 16K, they're buying an auto shotgun.
Auto shotgun.
How do you feel about, we've seen in other versions of the game, like the shotguns weren't super popular. Here, the Mag 7's really strong. Using an auto shotgun to hold upper, what are your thoughts on that? Because of potential rotate issues when you have to go late in the round, rotating around with an auto shotgun tends to be pretty strange.
Well, of course the rotate's going to be tough, but the thing about it is, okay, so an auto shotgun on CT side Nuke, right, or a shotgun in general is really viable. And the reason why is because a lot of the time you don't have to go through a long rotate because it's so CT-sided. Generally speaking, if you're holding upper and you're playing in front of a 1x1 doorway, which HUD is, right, only the model can come out. You can kill them pretty easily, and then you don't have to worry about the rotate that much. Yeah, it's not that great on a rotate. You don't want to bring a Mag 7 down to lower, but because, like lower is pretty easy for a rifler to hold, being in the window, being, wherever, you honestly don't have to rotate that much. That's why it's so powerful. If you take a map like Cbble, Mag 7's really good on it, but it's a lot easier on T side to take B, and then if a guy's Mag 7 in close A halls, he's just out of the play. You just win the round.
Sure.
Same thing at B side or A side. Sorry, if you take B. Excuse me. If you take B and there's a Mag 7 or drop, they're all long range angles. So he's kind of out of the play. So it's a lot riskier. But on on a map like Nuke, it's not as risky because it's still easier to hold those other spots. And you could also push in the hut, and then no matter what, you just have that on lock.
Awesome. Well, I think the match is actually going live, so we're going to send it over to Blue Stash and to Bears. Take it away, boys.
How's it going? All right. Welcome to the match, and welcome to the combat phase of the match already as 4 kills for eUnited, and, well, there's the 5th one. So this round's over, and eUnited will take it.
Hey, that was a fast strat, and it worked for eUnited, in fact. They actually win the pistol, and that's a good start.
Welcome to the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the game.
Bit of an abrupt bringing you into it, but it's myself and the Bears again bringing you the action.
Just making sure you guys are awake out there on stream. Going right into it. Right into it.
And we'll see in the second round. Interesting buy from Shinobi. Going with the dualies. Trying to style a little bit. See how well that plays out. Probably not very well, but thankfully the rest of his team have bought more sensible guns. I say that. CJ's also picked up a Bison.
Yeah, and this map is a nightmare to watch on the mini-map because they're just all on top of each other, and so they're just lurking around the lobby. Renegades will try to get this early pick, and Shinobi peeks with the old dualies, but he doesn't connect with anyone. He's hopping around the hut. Yeah, I'm outside. Just chilling. Hey guys, what's up? It doesn't look like United know that they're outside. A2Z though is hiding in the vent. They're playing a strong upper bomb site right now.
You can see too, they're slowly trying to peek in here. The Renegades looking for those little bits of control here and there, but not being able to find it that well. And A2Z also trying to shift outside there to watch for a presence, but the Renegades are keeping themselves very quiet across the scope of the map so far, not really giving themselves up that well. We could say TCK here too. They're slowly peeking every now and then to watch for the hit from old radio.
Just checking out, and I like what Renegades are doing. They're just sitting back, taking the time with Deagle. TCK with a headshot on Riccio, and A2Z is following up on Yam. But, you know, they're just Aza with the headshot. And CJ Keen exchanging it. TCK, headshot again. Umps, submachine guns. They're just a little better on this map than other maps.
It's eUnited to close out the second round, and for the Renegades, of course, this will take them on to their full eco round, saving up for the first gun round now. And for eUnited, obviously, plenty of time to try and stack up the cash a little bit. Shinobi going right up to a rifle. No one else doing that, however. They're definitely going to be taking this round to get a little bit more cash in their pockets for the following rounds. Is when we see the Renegades getting onto that gun round is where they're really going to have to learn to fear them. And actually, the Renegades are going to go right out here towards outside, but that nade just rips them apart. A2Z and Vice doing so much damage. It's actually a double kill with that grenade after some support comes in from the spray down on the SMGs. But ultimately, eUnited get an easy closeout, and now we go into that first gun round.
A2Z showed a little rage right there by shooting a dead body in the head. I don't agree with that. Shows a little emotion there. You want to keep your emotions in check in this game. But there was a great 3-0 by eUnited. A little better than what we saw last map, so there's a good little confidence boost. Renegades.
Maybe they're psyching them out.
Psyching them out. You know,
it's like, we'll just give them the first 3 rounds and see how it goes from there. Definitely not what is happening, but now we're going to see eUnited getting very aggressive, too. They're pushing inside of the T entryway here. 1, 2, now 3 kills. Azur and Yam traded back out, so it goes to a 2v3, but Azur caught with a nade in hand, and look at this leaping through is Shinobi jumping in, grabbing the kill against Azur. It's just on Ustillo now.
Yeah, Ustillo's by the CT spawn area under Heaven, and I don't think they have any idea that he's in this area, but A2Z is watching his back. So eUnited are in good positions to hold this bomb. It's a 3-on-1, and Ustillo has a little uphill battle right now. He's about to beat the corner against A2Z, and A2Z has a better angle. And he's shooting him again. Come on, A2Z. Little rage right there. He's mad from last map. He wants revenge.
All right, then.
He does.
Does he?
See it. I can see it in his shot, in his eyes.
You can tell by the spray pattern.
The spray pattern. He's just mad. He's super mad from last
map.
map.
Spells I am angry on the floor. But for the Renegades, of course, now getting into another eco round. We've already seen these. I haven't expected much for them as of yet. eUnited are up 4-0, of course. The CT side advantage definitely weighing in their favor so far, but what they haven't seen is these 3 players pushing up on top of Silo all of a sudden. Azur grabbing one of them. Shinobi able to trade, but he's not down at 15 HP. Gotta be careful peeking out from this red box, and they'll be waiting for him, but a second kill nicely handled by Shinobi, and that's the bomb getting dropped down here too. Peeking out, finds a third one. In the meantime, CJ was able to find one of the 2 players that had pushed in the actual A site, looking for the final one, and he's gonna get it. This eco from Renegades does not really go anywhere. They only take down Vice. It's another clean win for these CTs as they're the ones stacking up the cash. Look at this, 4 to 5 players sitting at over $10,000 at the beginning of the round.
eUnited, the totally different team. They must drink their Mountain Dew or something in between maps because they are hitting their shots. Maybe Renegades was a little too cocky coming into this. They might just do a little slow. They do have an up on Riccio. They might just lead with him peeking corner. He's going to try to take this up hut shot. There. Shinobi, though, with the spam Ustillo, and there's 2 quick exchanges by both teams, and now it's a 3-on-2 in favor. Now a 2-on-2 in favor of eUnited.
This game is turning into absolute chaos right now with eUnited playing this so aggressively on their CT side. They're not giving Renegades any room to think, but finally it's, again, bitten back a little bit here. CJ sitting up on top of the roof, just outside of the main T entryway here. TCK goes back in through old radio, though, and finds that kill, and CJ's position on top closes out another round. Somehow, eUnited are doing this against the Renegades, 6-0 now. Granted, only 2 gun runs have been played out, but still, we'll go into another one here, and the Renegades will once again look to try and outmatch eUnited here, as at the moment, they're stomping on the CT side.
eUnited playing just super aggressive as CT. That was a pretty common strat back in the day, or even not too far along, that people just play aggressive. You know, some of the rounds is on CT nuke, but eUnited is doing it every round, and it seems to be working. Renegades needs to come up with something where they can just stop these pushes.
And actually, it's going to slow down a little bit for eUnited here, since that was a bit of a closer shave than to be able to try and close out that time around. Nonetheless, they still keep climbing. Their league still keeps growing against the Renegades here, and also early smokes and whatnot hold back the T-sided team from really moving anywhere else except for this T lobby. And Azur, too, doesn't really want to peek out from on top of the silo. Trying to move his way around a little bit there to find any of the players that may be hanging outside, but not catching anything. And when he actually finally peeks, A2Z Spots him, takes him down. Ricky even spotting A2Z as he drops back down into the main A bomb site. But again, can't find the mark, can't grab the kill. He's just going to dive down into the vents. A minute left on the clock, and Renegades have basically made zero progress with getting close to a site.
eUnited's had pretty good positioning just to hold whatever they might throw at him. Shinobi spots him on top of Twinkie. I call that Twinkie, by the way.
It's no,
Is it called Twinkie for you guys?
It's still called Twinkie. It's just you don't really hear casters calling it that often.
Well, I'm going to call it Twinkie because I like that word. And, you know, they, when they said Mustang, they kind of brought back some memories right there. The old Mustang strat. It looks like the Renegades are going to go through that entrance, but no, they're denied by eUnited. Rikio, though, gets a kill. It's a 4-on-2, now a 3-on-2. Rikio getting a nice kill.
Shinobi with that frag there does bring Ricky out of the equation, and JK is going to try to hold. He's got a smoke to support him. One, trying to get the second, but TCK is going to push out of the shed there to end it. eUnited continue to grow forward now. 7-0, 3 gun rounds won, and the Renegades are probably going to be forced onto an eco here.
It does, and no, they're going to get some Tech 9. They're going to get pistol armor, which is economically the right choice. They've lost 7 rounds in a row. They got the max money limit.
No save call yet, or no, apologies, no pause call yet coming in. Not save call.
And Vice looks like he just lags out in front of Ladder. I don't know what just happened right there.
Well, we'll find out more on that in a second. At the moment, TCK holding against JKS. He still finds a trade, and Shinobi tries to run away, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to get out of there. And yeah, probably saw Vice lag out.
Will be a timeout after this round.
Yeah, we'll see if this round actually goes through or not. Depends on when the general rule of thumb for that kind of stuff is. Though it always depends on when they actually call the fact that their player had lagged out. If they call for it before there's any kills or any combat, then normally they let the round get reset. But if it's after that, I think it's when normally the round sticks. So.
See in a second. Unless they end up winning this round, they're not going to call for a restart round.
They'll be fine with it. And well, there you go. Bringing it down. It's just you still all of a sudden trying to survive here. He's going to be pushing up. We can see CJ getting on top of the bomb. He is going to have to completely commit to this, and now it just falls to the timer. They managed to do it, and with that, they actually are going to get this defused. So scratch everything I just said about the round being reset. They're fine with this. They're going to let it roll through. They go 8-0. Assuming we'll pause, as he finally did disconnect, and yeah, we will. But hey, guess it works out. You can always win rounds 4v5.
How upset would you be if you called a pause and you called for the, you won the round after, the restart? Would you be pretty upset, Blue?
I mean, if I was on the team that lost that, I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah.
But
like you could say, oh, we need a match medic, restart the round, please, and we end up winning the round. I'd be pretty salty.
Well, that's an interesting rule, actually, because now here's the thing, right? Is technically speaking, if they call for a round reset and Adams decide to do it, they won the round. But I mean, they already asked for the reset. So
I don't know the
do
ruling.
they lose the round they just gained in that case, since they're the ones who asked for it, or can you cancel a round reset call?
Well, if I was on the losing side, I'd be like, hey, you guys called for the reset. I wasn't playing serious.
I know, right?
I wasn't playing serious.
Now we go to the rule book for this one.
Rule book. Go to the admins. They make a decision on
This is
one.
where some juicy drama could start itself, in theory.
Drama, yeah. Yeah,
But
be good sports, though.
We'll refer to the admins, of course, to be able to determine that. But we won't make any judgments. We're just hypothesizing, or is that a word?
What?
Hypothesizing, I think, is the correct word.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're
That
just
sounded right.
hypothesizing
Okay, there we go.
everything at the moment.
No hypnotizing or anything going on right now. And he is back in the game, and they're on pause. Looks like they're going to keep it 8-0.
We will get into the match once again here now. So it looks like it's stuck. No drama indeed this evening. At least not for now. Yeah, that we know of.
Let's never know.
Can't see the in-game chat. Feels bad, though.
Looks like Renegades is going to go outside fast. Still with a fast pickoff in A2Z. Shinobi's going to be looking through smoke, and Rikio picks him off. Now that worked in for Renegades. Just 5-on-2 now. CJ King's looking through the smoke. He's just lurking. He's going to not make any noise. He's kind of scared. He don't know where to look to.
It's a lonely night in the 2-on-5, and, well, his teammates going to be able to help him out there. Gives him a little bit more working room to try and push back out onto this bomb site, but the Renegades ultimately get control down on B, and it's going to be a 2-on-4 to try to close this up. Now a 1-on-4, and scratch that, now an 0-on-4. As the Renegades do dispatch of those final 2 players very easily, and finally, the Aussies will be on the board.
And Renegades still has a pause, too. They still have a pause. Just in case if they ever need it. I mean, they did win the round.
We will see on a second. We'll see in just a second here now if the Renegades will really get reset. That's the thing that they ultimately kind of need to be afraid of. The good news is, of course, is that their money is kind of in an okay spot, so they can just force buy again after this one, more than likely.
CJ King bringing out the P90, yes. Bring out P90, guys. The eUnited pushes through. Vice gets a pick on JKS. Now they get control of the lobby. They're about to take control of it, but they decide to fall back.
A2Z grabs another kill. He's going to try to still continue to hold by the big red box, but Ustillo finally trading out. Doesn't mean they get easy control of Secret, though. Shinobi's going to be here. And he gets mollied, but he's going to push it. Look, he's rolling right up there. Takes the duel. Catches Ustillo with a smoke in his hands, and now it just smokes off his retreat back down the steps.
Nice move by Shinobi just to run through it, and Yam picks off TCK on top of Heaven. Vice with exchange. Rikio, nice exchanging by Renegades, but it is a 1-on-2. It is Rikio, though. He's been hitting the shots. He's been doing well.
Ricky going to try to sneak his way over here towards Hell right now. Really, really careful, too, of that player to push his way back up from the secret area once again, but Ricky.
Oh, makes a footstep, so they do know he's in the area.
CJ's looking right at that, but look at this. Oh, no, and it's the Grace, and he actually doesn't get the kill, I think, because of that. So CJ is going to take him down. He had the perfect angle. Was so smart in theory, but unfortunately it doesn't play out. And now we will see the pause rolling in here for, assumably, the Renegades attack pause, as they do need to take a moment to re-strategize and figure out just what the hell is going wrong here.
Nuke. It is a very interesting map. It can be CT-sided if you don't have coordinated setups and flashes and nades. Usually on this map, you see over the years that every team would have like a flash and smoke in the rafters kind of setup, and we have not seen it at all from Renegades. I think they're just, I don't know if they're the ones who picked this map. They're playing like last night, or, but I would expect them to have more smoke the rafters, flash through the roof, and kind of like take out upper, but we haven't seen any of that yet.
Nope. And overall, I mean, to be completely honest, this match has just been utter chaos up to this point. eUnited are playing a lot of rush strats on the CT side where they're going in, they're taking control of lobby, they're stopping the T's from getting it, and then it basically just turns into a scrap. And what we were seeing on that last map, and this carries over back to our last game too, where obviously Renegades were in complete control of the matchup on Dust 2, like Immortals were for both of their maps earlier on. It just isn't the case here right now. It's definitely eUnited trying to force the issue, and they just isolate it into a bunch of these separate 1v1s. And because it's so chaotic, Renegades don't even know what's happening. So it always just comes down to this individual play. And I mean, it's brought down to, I think you were mentioning it too, like this team's a pug, so they're trying to split it up and make this as puggy as possible. Right now, it's actually working pretty well.
It's working a lot in eUnited's favor. Renegades, maybe they just need to kind of just pre-nade spots, waste an HE, a couple Molotovs, just keep them pushed back. We see eUnited keep pushing up round after round after round. So, one way to stop that is pre-nade the common spots that they rush through. I mean, it's only a 300 investment, and if they run into those nades, it's it could do a lot of damage.
All right, guys. Well, the match has been on pause, so we're heading back into the game once more. We'll see if the Renegades will be able to find another round, since they will force back into this, or if eUnited will buy back into this, basically a full buy, or if eUnited will be able to respond, of course, and keep their own lead going now on this CT side.
And it looks like Renegades are sending people on the roof as first. Outside take. He's going to try to take outside fast. Shinobi's just blind in the open, but Renegades are blind as well. He gets 2 people. And eUnited, this is their map.
Ricky finding one kill, but that's it as Shinobi trades it out. Shinobi can't be stopped sitting on top of that little air conditioner unit on the roof. And with that, JKS is now left as the last man alive here. Going to try to flash over on top. It does actually connect as he looks for the kill on Vice, but Vice wins the duel anyway. And there we go. eUnited now in double digits here against the Renegades.
Nice shooting, nice flashes by both teams. Renegades flashed the counter-terrorist, and then eUnited flashed the terrorist at the exact same time, and Shinobi was lucky enough to not be spotted off the bat, and he gets 2 kills before he was taken out. Actually, I don't even know if he was taken out, but definitely got 2 kills when he shouldn't have gotten 2 kills.
Found that nice little spot there too, using that, which you'd think it's a very risky spot, but man, it's not only that unit, but there's another spot with a little air conditioner vent too that's really been hurting these teams. So Renegades are just going to try to rush their way out towards ramp. A 4-for-1 trade and now a 5-for-1 trade at the end of it there. Renegades once again get dropped and only TCK goes down in the process.
Renegades right there, taking it a little quickly. I'm not a big fan of just rushing on ecos, usually. Sometimes you got to throw it in there, but people tend to take those Eagles rounds as trash rounds, try to get kills, trying to chip away at the economy of the other team. That's what you really got to do. Looks like Renegades playing a little sloppy right now. Maybe taking it over easy, but Stello going on the Twinkie. And the Twinkie is the spamming. You still, okay, gets the push off the bat. The Shinobi peeks up. And exchange kills going for both teams. It is 3-on-3. And Yam, though, he's by the hut window. And the counter-terrorists do not know he's in the hut. Well, they can expect it now. Just went right back in the hut. But Aja is flanking the heaven area right now. So this is going to be bad for Shinobi, who almost takes him out, but takes out Angel. Picks off Rikio. Yam with a nice exchange. He does a 1-on-2. Vice, though, he's in the vents lurking.
He can go up the slider too and try to cut off the plant before it actually gets up to the site. The only question remaining is, did the CTs watch for it, or apologies, the Ts watch for it? And at the moment they're not. Peeks right out. Azure goes down. Didn't have a lot of HP to work with. Yam, though, still sitting at full, but look at all of the nades that Vice has to work with. A Molotov going to put Yam on the back of the site, and Molotov might actually spread here in a moment too. Nope, it actually is going to be safe for him to stick back here. So not finding that connection, and when he crosses out, Yam does have the angle. The two reactors there to be able to shut out Vice and finally put another round onto the board for the Renegades.
Nice try by Vice. I would like him to make a move off that Molotov nade. You know, he can't take that angle, so what? Push with it, you know? So look, he's just hiding there. He's not making a move. He needs to make a move at this point, and unfortunately, he gets taken out.
So we go into another gun round in itself. eUnited, of course, with this cash, they have no problems at all with a reinvestment. Same problem for Renegades with their victory, and actually, this time they catch A2Z trying to move out, but it's a quick trade from Shinobi once again over there on the catwalk, wrapped around. He drops down after that one after finding the kill against Yam, so it's going to remain in a 4-on-4, and again, it's looking like this round's going to be another bit of a standoff between the two teams. There's neither one wanting to do anything really aggressive after they've each lost a player early on.
United has 3 people in the rafters right now. They have that all in the ramp room. Shinobi's just holding it. If Renegades takes upper, they're going to have trouble facing these 3 people, so they need the coordinated smokes and flashes if they want to do this. It looks like Shinobi's might confront someone right here in ramp room. Rikyo's about to peek. And he unscopes at the wrong time. CS timing. Right there for you, Blue.
And that's going to give them full control. Actually, probably not, though, because of how slowly they're playing this. There should be enough time for the members of eUnited to dive down to vents, and yep, there we go. They're moving in the back way over there towards Decon, and you can see that CJ's already ready to burst out there and stop the bomb from being planted. TCK moving in a similar route, and he's actually flanking around over here from Hell out towards the ramp room. CJ finds that first kill out from Decon, and now TCK going to be moving in. Actually loses his battle versus JKS, but just barely. Him and Azure are both very, very low. 24 and 12 HP for them, respectively. You can see Vice hunting for a way in 2, but actually Renegades doing a good job of trying to hide themselves. They're not giving a lot away. There's one player stuck in that cubby on the right side. That's the easiest target to take down. Now it's the other 2 you got to worry about. One of them has actually gone way back up towards the other site right now. He's still hiding in the other direction there. He gets the first kill. CJ's going to dive in for it there. Jumps onto the bomb at first and spraying in there. Actually runs out of ammo, so now he can't even find the bomb anymore. He's looking for it. He jumps up on top. He's going to stick it this time. They're peeking out to him, but they can't find him. They got him at 24 HP. He's going to find the defuse. The flashbang blinds them, I believe. And with that, United somehow finds another round.
That was pretty incredible for Team Renegades to just miss that. But good for eUnited. Unfortunately, they're doing so well on Nuke, which is usually banned half the time anyways. But, you know, they could still come out with a win on this map.
Yeah. Renegades have been showing themselves as a pretty good team on Nuke. Now, this is the problem, and all of a sudden they're getting wrecked on it. The Australian teams in general. Even that one that we had at the ESL Premier Land, like 2 or 3 weeks ago now. They almost 16-14 Echo Fox on that map. We can see again.
Hey, nice.
It's going to be getting into combat pretty quickly once more as TCK holding in the ramp room there. Picks up that first kill against Ricky. He's also trying to lurk his way back out too, but not going to find anything on outside. eUnited playing a lot more preserved again after finding that first kill.
eUnited is sitting back. They do have a man advantage. No need to push at this point. They're up 12-2, so they're going to sit back, play it slow. Renegade, JKS picks off a person towards that ramp. It looks like Renegade's going to send 2 people out ramp right now. A little rotation from eUnited. Vice is under heaven, looking towards that ramp. Looks like he's going to get flashed and smoked out here in a second.
And he's still low too, still hunting. Renegade's taking it so slowly at the moment. EM is also going to start to lurk back in, but there's nobody watching for this heaven spot. EM's actually got a huge advantage right now because he's wrapped all the way around, taps away at that first target, and that's actually a really slow reaction from Shinobi. He doesn't notice that at all, so picks up the second kill, and even shuts down Vice too. He tries to rush up the ladder. That's not going to pay off. This is looking like it will be the third round from the Renegades, but we'll wait and see what A2Z has to offer us here. He's going to just flash his way in, and unfortunately he'll just flash his way to his own death. So another very quick half here, 12-3, but this time it's eUnited that managed to hold that record here. A huge advantage over the Renegades. We're going to find out in a few if they can hold it. Stick around for the second half right here at the ESL Pro League.
He's going to get the one kill in that bomb coming onto the side. FNX has to stay up. Oh, he gets the triple FNX. Oh my god, what a way to win that round. They don't have a smoke, so this over still. Oh, I love that.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
Hey guys, it's Ryu and Days here at the Xfinity desk for some halftime analysis. Super fast-paced, very aggressive CT side from eUnited. A bit of a surprise.
Yeah, they really were hyper aggressive. They really took it to them and pushed the lobby. You know, fourth round, first gun round. They actually saved their, SMGs and stuff, rushed the lobby, took control. And usually you don't see that very often. I think it really caught Renegades off guard. Made their economy insane. I think by this the 8th round, they all had 12K and were fully bought. So it was really tough for Renegades to ever get their footing into that half. And one of the things that Renegade really struggled with is like the Bear said, they weren't pre-nading. They weren't giving United that respect, that they could push time after time again. And they weren't if you throw one pre-nade at ramp, it actually does 60 damage if they actually fully push ramp. And then they weren't capitalizing off their lobby pushes by going outside and taking good positions where they could lurk around the map and potentially win. But to eUnited's credit, after they pushed lobby, they got in positions that were safe positions almost every single time and really made it tough off Renegades to capitalize off that lobby crunch.
Yeah, we were both a little surprised. It seems like eUnited's actually pretty well prepared, maybe more prepared on Nuke than we've seen from them on other maps.
Yeah, that spot by Shinobi at Outer, that was I was like, that's kind of next gen.
Yeah,
they kept flashing them. I don't know if it was the T's flashing.
I think
CTs,
so. There were some T flashes, but it looked like there was some supporting CT flashes, which is why he was able to stand there with two T's on his screen and he was able to punish. So it's been pretty impressive so far. If you're the coach for Renegades, real quick, 5-second thought on what do you need to do to win this, to come back and win this map?
Oh, win the pistol. If they win the pistol, they could easily win this.
There you go. You heard it here, guys. We're going to throw it back over to the casters to get back into the action. Take it away, Blue.
All right, so welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Still myself and DeBears bringing you the action. eUnited are up 12-3. Now they jump onto the T side, though, where obviously, as we know with Nuke, things can get a lot harder very quickly. And they're just going to go right for the A execute, wasting no time with it, as they're finding the first frag and the second before being traded out by Shinobi. But Yam looking to hold from up top. Him and Ustillo find a combined 3 kills, and it's Renegades that will now trade things out and pick up their CT-sided pistol.
eUnited with the old 5 rush one way. Didn't work too well again. I would like maybe a smoke or a flash. Those guys, it can work. I'm a big fan of 5 rushing, but make it a little harder, please. Throw a flash here and there, especially on Nuke, where they can hide in so many spots.
Some added difficulty to the equation, but for eUnited here now, they're still going to be going for their force onto the second round since they are not able to find a plant. I don't believe, nope, they did not get a plant there. So Now I'm just going to be looking for, again, another, it's actually a lot slower of an execute this time around. I think they were going to try to slowly line up a push into the A-bomb site, but have to hold back for at least a few more moments here. And CJ, again, hunting on top of the Twinkie, trying to see if he can find anything against the Renegades, but they're holding it back pretty passively, waiting for them to fully push for outside control.
eUnited does have one flashbang, so don't expect any smoke executes or anything. They can probably just take it slow, try to get some deagles, use their range to pick off these submachine guns. Usually the deagle can pretty much destroy long range submachine guns. And you can see by CJ the King just kind of sitting on top of Twinkie with Shinobi. They're trying to pick off this outside guy, Rikio, who's sitting way back behind their garage area. Looks like he's eUnited just still taking it slow. Just trying to get those individual picks.
Bit of a shooting gallery here out at the moment. These guys just lining themselves up, and finally Ricky grabs one of the kills. He's lost sight as to where exactly Shinobi worked over towards, but he's gone back over here on top of it. And again, nobody really finding their shot, so it ends up looking like Ricky just going to close out. And also we see Yam combining with his teammate here, JKS, to be able to close out pretty fast. One kill is picked up by Vice, but quickly after that, we'll see it traded, and the Renegades will find their second round.
Yeah, Rikio with a nice range. He had the only rifle on the team, and he managed to outpick 2 people on the outside area. Not too shabby. It looks like eUnited will be saved another round. Did by pistol armor last round, so they have to save unless they're crazy. They're not that crazy. They're a little crazy, but not that crazy. So I'm going to send a bunch of people towards the T roof. So just sit back. You still was thinking about pushing that hut. He's going to get in a good position. Azure with helping him out there. A slow pinch in this inside.
And we can see eUnited once again here now. Still looking to take it slowly. This is just going to be in a round where they won't be looking to have much impact to begin with. So any mistakes that the Renegades do end up, well, having happened to them, they'll be able to punish that a lot easier.
And Yustilos just creeping through this hut area. He's getting a lot of information. He knows that they're not peeking towards him in this hut area. It looks like he's going to push this dark spot area. He does not spot anyone yet, so he's thinking they might be going outside. They may be on the roof. He does spot one. He lifts him up. He lifts A2Z pretty hard. And he falls back, playing the safe angles.
You can see Azure finding that first pick up there too. He's going to push his way in. Azure looking for the second frag. He's going to get that one too. It's mop-up duty at this point as he gets a third. And a little mini flick there to grab the fourth one. Ends up with the ace at the end of the day. Nicely done by Azure. Cleaning things up and put Renegades back up on the scoreboard.
Nice little ace right here. He kind of focuses everyone in a little choke point so they cannot really have a good, comfortable exchanging because they all have to go in that little doorway. It's a nice little angle decision by Azure. Still, he's going to keep his submachine gun. Why not? And JKS and Azure as well. I mean, if eUnited can do it, we can too.
So eUnited once more shifting towards the outside hit here, as the Renegades will be looking to hold this, but the good flashbangs initially actually gives eUnited a lot of room to work with. They've got that free path up to Secret, and they're just going to push right back down. Actually becoming a fairly common strat now. A lot of teams have been utilizing this, but the problem is it's very easily readable too. The Renegades are going to see it, and Yustilo wrapping down, holding the tight angle to try and shut these guys down with the SMG over towards Decon, even smoking it off too. Ends up being a little bit closer in towards his quarters here, but nonetheless stops eUnited from pushing back in, and also buys time for Azure to loop around, shut out Vice, bring this into a 5-on-3. You can see finally A2Z picking up at least the first kill here for eUnited. But again, things are not looking great as eUnited are split up all across the map. They don't have great communication set up between what is now just the 2 of them. This is going to allow for, again, players like Yustilo just to sneak right up there, take away these kills. We see Shinobi too, trying to sneak his way forward, but actually, Yustilo's going to mess up big time there. Again, though, it's only 1-for-1 in at least TCK in a 1v3.
They don't know where he's at right now, and he's about to flank JKS. He does flick onto him and get the kill. It is now 1-on-2. Renegades do have 1 kit, and he's in a really bad position right now. The bomb is dropped. I think that's Backhall's area. I think they got the bomb. Yeah, the bomb is behind the vent, so he needs to hurry. He has about 18 seconds left, and they have a crossfire set up for this vent guy, which TCK is about to peek right now.
Even goes past it too to work upstairs as he's going to hope he can find at least one of these players there, but again, he's going to run out of time at the end of the day. Now the time will expire, and they didn't kill him yet. He's down at 8 HP, but they peek out and they take him down, and there you go. He's going to lose even more money because of that. Everybody else sitting around 3K, but he's now down at 300 because he didn't make a move. He didn't even die before the clock ran out.
I'm like face palming right now. You have 8 seconds left. You don't have the bomb. Just save your gun, please. Or at least die.
The funny thing
Die
is,
before the time.
He,
How
has
about that?
he also has, like, as far as he could see, what was a clear path up to the A site too. So he could have tried to run away through the T lobby, but nope. Just dies after the clock.
Maybe little nerves were kicking in right now. Renegades does have an advantage right now. They got the momentum in their favor. And this map it can be pretty CT-sided sometimes if you're not that coordinated on T-side.
Hauser and Ricky here too. Still looking to try and hold back eUnited from getting that secret control once more. First skill's already in their direction. Second and third, it's a shutdown. They'll be finding at least one in the midst of that, but it's traded out, and not just TCK, although they don't expect him to come in all of a sudden here through the shed. Moves in, finds that one more kill, some damage being done, but it's just another round on the board for the Renegades.
Another round for Renegades. eUnited will be buying rifles. They have plenty of utility. Let's see what they do. Let's see if eUnited pulls out a strat here. Let's see them do a little execute, little upper execute maybe. Let's see them do this. You know, a couple smoke, a couple flashes. Flash it in an upper. Maybe do a vent strat. Who knows? But Renegades are sending 3 people towards this heaven area.
And Molotovs too to try to block off any initial players that would go for the fast push, so won't be in there featured as of this point. Vice trying to sneak back in, however, he ends up going against Ustilla, who drops in that nice spot there on top of the actual generator. Takes him down, eliminates Vice. There's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do to respond to that. Seeing that angle used more and more as of late. The rest of the team is still trying to set themselves up to take control really anywhere on this map, but it's being held firm. And while eUnited got the great lead on CT side at the moment, this is just not looking like it's following through at all on the T side.
Yeah, Bricchio picks him off outside with that off. He still spots CJ Kane, but gets taken out.
That would have been a nice frag if it ended up working.
It would have been nice
It's
frag.
like, oh, you're sprinting here? I'll just jump over it.
He does get him low, but it's still
No. Thought that
almost.
nade was going to hit it.
It hit a pebble, and so
CSGO
it didn't do any.
nades.
It didn't do any damage because it hit a pebble.
You never know.
You never know. CJ Kane's trying to listen for some footsteps, but Renegades are not making too much noise at the moment. Yeah, does throw a Molotov. He's gonna just trying to elbow peek this area. JKS does get a pick on A2Z and ramp. Looks like eUnited's going to try to make a squeaky play here. They are in lobby. Azir killing off CJ King, and then Azir with another one. Or actually, Riccio gets some.
Ricky's a bit greedy.
Ricky
Stealing that from his
stealing
teammate.
kills. And now it's
Unacceptable.
It's a little dangerous for eUnited. That decision, do we buy? And yes, they are going to buy. They got the money bonus. Maybe not the most utility in the bank. They have a couple smokes, a couple flashes. They do have an AWP, so let's see if Shinobi is able to pick off this outside person. It's going to be an AWP outside. So it's going to be a Ricky over Shinobi showdown.
No plants as of yet either among these 6 rounds, so eUnited really just struggling to get onto the bomb site, let alone actually close out the rounds themselves. And we can see too, Shinobi not really going up on top of the Twinkie or anything, just trying to investigate the usual routes to start us off here. Whereas Ricky looking for the same thing inside of the warehouse, not finding anything as of yet. So we still wait and see for the push to come out. Very, very quiet from eUnited. They set up that smoke and they let one of their players go back down secret here. This is A2Z leading the charge, but there's Ricky finding his first mark, takes down Shinobi. More are going to be on the way, of course, here to try and correct that. But at the moment, we have a very slow push from eUnited to get that secret control and possibly move into that site. But again, it's being held back. It's very easily readable, very easily counterable, and that's exactly what the Renegades are doing right now.
Yeah, Riccio picks off 2 people outside with his AWP. It is very hard to take outside with an AWP against an AWPer when you're not smoking off certain areas. It's just, there's so many angles you have to look at. And A2Z is going to be trying to get a kill. He's baiting off the shot. He does get a nice shot on Azir. If he hits a shot, this can open up the round for his team. He is going to cause Renegades to kind of move around a little bit. And A2Z is going to try to work this vent. JKS is in the bottom bomb side. Riccio's on top of heaven. Looks like everyone, TCK is going to work towards the squeaky. CJ Kane's above heaven. He spots him right below him. The question is, does he spot this guy inside?
You can definitely hear him shuffling around there. So, yep, eventually just going to move out. That's the bomb going down. He hasn't seen this guy on the catwalk. And actually, you still what? Rolls into the doorway, swings back around, sprays through it, and kills A2Z. Holy crap, how did he get away with that? The time's going to end up running out, so CJ can't do anything about this now. He just has to run outside and save his gun.
That was pretty nice by Ustilla, and eUnited looked like they were about to break through this round and ahead of a kill on Ustilla, but Ustilla just pulls a miracle and just gets 2 kills just right when the time's running. eUnited had good an idea, but they were wasting a lot of time and did not give themselves enough time to work the map after those initial picks from A2Z.
And so, we get ourselves into another round where eUnited are just going to buy themselves into it here. They're on the cusp of losing this lead, and obviously that would not be the optimal situation for them. So one more attempt to keep it together, as most players aren't even going to be able to get rifles now. It's just A2Z and CJ that are able to pick things up. The rest are working with just Tech 9s. And again, the problem for eUnited becomes the strats have not been that advanced. They haven't really been trying anything too crazy. And even when they have gotten little bits of control here and there, Renegades know exactly what they're doing, and for the most part have been able to counter out every single move they've done.
Shinobi is lining up for a heaven smoke. I wonder if he'd be able to pull it off, and they're going to hit towards ramp room. JKS does spot them. He's in a good angle and gets some help from his teammate. Yam, though, gets a nice kill. eUnited exchanging pretty well. Shinobi, though, he's in the inside. We listen to this guy going through the vents, so they know that one person's in the vents. Azir, though, is in the window area, the control room. Try to get the planner. He does get one person. Vice TKs for some reason, just hating life. Now it's a 1-on-3 in favor of Renegades.
And we can see too, the bomb doesn't even end up going down here now. They're going to jump in there. Shinobi, it's going to be the last one left alive. Again, time becoming an issue here. 30 seconds left on the clock. Shinobi trying to pull off the miracle, and Renegade's actually a bit passive about it. They just retreat into the hallways there behind Shinobi. And we can see him moving back out here to look for that first kill, but ultimately just gets knocked out by Ricky. So with that, eUnited are going to be out of cash again. They can try to force, and I mean, they are going to try to force again. That's essentially just been a perpetual cycle at this point, but Renegades are just knocking at their door here at 11-12.
It looked like eUnited was going to maybe pull a win off that round with those exchanges up in the ramp area, but it just kind of fall apart at that point. Unfortunate, especially with the Team K. It's gotta be disheartening when you're that close, almost winning the round, but just not quite. Looks like JKS is going to kind of push through this ramp area. We got Ricky, who's also pushing outside with his AWP. I'm sorry, he has a rifle. He does not have an AWP, so that makes more sense. And he does pick off A2Z. Probably not expecting that one. It looks like eUnited is going to work through his ramp. They noticed it worked last round, so why not do it again? They spot JKS, but he's dodging every bullet. And then he gets a kill and falls back. Yam with another kill. Shinobi exchanges with Yam. It is a 4-on-2 in favor of Renegades.
Vice holding the line for now, though, picking up one more. Even getting a bit scared and almost shoots at his teammate again, Shinobi. The brunt of a bad time.
Little TK, you know.
What's in a match without a few TKs here and there? But Vice tries to rush his way back over here through the old radio room, and Shinobi pushing out. Finally meets his match against Ustilla, and we will be tied. Renegades have pulled off the comeback, down on this half from 3-12 now, and they have tied this up. And well, again, eUnited, they don't really have a whole lot of cash to work with, so they forced the past like 3 rounds now, but this one finally going to be the one where they save. They'll be able to half buy at the very least, so saving to the limit of rationality that they can go down to.
Yes, they got the full money bonus, pistol armor. They have actually a lot of utility to go with that. But they're going to have to face Rikyo and his ult. Shinobi's trying to nade the windows. I don't know what that nade actually does. It just kind of, because he's nading opposite rafter right there, and you can't even go on opposite rafter on this map. So I'm not too sure what that was about.
You tell him.
I don't know. I would like to know what he's doing. Yeah, well, it looks like he will probably just set up for this Molotov, which hopefully he hits. He does not hit the Molotov, so all is moot. And Renegades are blowing them up right now.
And again, it's just looking exactly that. A2Z manages to get himself inside of the entryway to A main, but the rest of his team just bowed down to the Renegades. So not a whole lot left for him to do now. He's just going to creep back over towards Hell. Hope he can at the very least try and flank Ricky towards Heaven, but while he wasn't looking a second ago, he is now. And he can hear the Tech 9 shots. So doesn't even have the bomb in hand. He's going to try to loop it around. And again, really just hunting for anything that he can find at this point. But more than likely, this is it's easily going to be around for the Renegades. Where did he get hit from?
Did he get walled?
I think he did.
Oh, he walled him with the ult from Heaven.
What?
That was an old school Counter-Strike, or a 1.6 spam, where if you're Heaven, you could spam into the radio area. I did not think that would exist in CSGO, but it does.
All right.
You learned something new. I learned something twice. One, he tossed a nade to bust out the window, so he tossed a Molotov, but he missed, so it didn't matter. And that one.
That seems like a very expensive nade to like.
Yeah, I would rather
Like,
shoot.
let me spend $300 so I can have the convenience of not shooting it with my pistol or something.
Yeah, it's probably just a noise factor, and you know, maybe not make it so obvious. But again, it's obvious if you break it in general.
Faster too, obviously. Do that. But we will be seeing eUnited once again trying to go for an execute here. They will be able to buy up once more this time, but ultimately their strats have not resulted in anything at all. They've lost a huge string of rounds here now. It's been 9, I believe 10 straight actually. Apologies for the Renegades at this point, and eUnited are showing no signs of this changing anytime soon, as once again they go for their secret play. A couple of players are also about to push down ramp. The defenses here are quite light, but Azur, although he blinds himself, just the pure mention of it does scare these guys back, and he'll be able to re-peek, but there's Vice and A2Z actually comboing 2 kills together for the first time in quite a while. They will confidently get site control, and the Renegades are nowhere to be seen for their retake just as of yet.
Rikio's going to try to hop down, try to get an op kill. He still is in the vents. He's kind of jumping around. Vice still has a good angle on ramp. He's able to hit the shot. Yam, though, picks off A2Z. He's now with 3-on-3. CJ King is pretty low. Oh, and Rikio hits the shot blind. Nice shot by him. Renegades just taken away with this round.
So CJ now left alone in the 1v3. He'll find one more kill against Yam, but then it's immediately traded out. Yustillo gets the final kill, and Renegades go 14-12. This is, I don't know how you can go this far ahead and then not even swing out one more round on your T side as of yet.
It hurts. It hurts. And it looked like eUnited actually had some coordinated to work and get down that bomb site and plant the bomb, but then they just, their post plant just failed on them. They just got picked apart one by one on the post plant. Yeah, you have to have a post plant where you guys are peeking at the same time, crossfiring, you know? That was not existing in eUnited's defense.
That was also the first time, too, as you saw on the scoreboard a second ago, where they actually were able to find a plan in this half. So, baby steps, but they're way too slow is the problem. As Renegades already have the lead. That's your real problem you got to worry about here now. You're in another gun round, but so far in this set, that hasn't meant anything at all. A2Z's going to peek right back out here. Looking for the entry frag first, but he does allow his opponent to escape. He's going to start to fall back a bit, and Nade's going to hit him heavily, and that gives him a bit of a boost in the duel to allow him to win. Azur taking down A2Z. Oh, that's a fast entry from CJ. Instantly finds Yustillo. They head in for the A-bomb site. They will get control, and they should be able to find another plant here, but Renegades will just be around the corner to be able to start their own retake. As we can see, more damage already going out. TCK pushes back out here to the T lobby, finds JKS, hunting for a second frag. He's going to grab it, but Azur trades. They don't spot Vice, though, and him and CJ do close out the round. Finally, another one for eUnited. It only took about 11 rounds in a row, but they are back on the board now.
The Renegades really over-rotated really quickly, and it's a little surprising. For a map like Nuke, it's really fast to over-rotate, so there's no need to everyone rotate but one person. And eUnited had made a good read on that and took advantage by just taking up really quickly after A2Z died lower. Looks like eUnited's going to be doing their outside take, sending 3 people towards that Twinkie, jumping up. Yam, those in a pretty okay spot. If they check this, they don't, and he gets a kill.
And now he knows exactly what they're doing, too. Look at this, they shut it down. Vice finding 1 kill, and whoa, there's some communication issues there, as Vice is allowed to get 2 kills before he does go down to Azur. A2Z picking up 1-2, and now they've got this in a 1v2. JKS is going to try to hold, but the flashbang is going to blind him completely. He rolls out, but JKS still gets the kill while he's completely blind.
Wow.
Renegades traded out. It's 15-13, and well, eUnited will be on their last straw here now. And they're just going to, mainly for the most part, have Tech 9 buyouts. There's one, actually no, apologies, it's just going to be those Tech 9 buyouts. I'm not even sure if Vice has enough cash.
He does have utility, so he sacrifices a rifle with Make sure he gets a smoke, 2 flashes of Molotov. They only have 1 rifle on their team. So we're gonna send 2 people towards that radio area. They are smoked off, so JKS has that position. Rikio's trying to take some shots. He dodges the flash. He probably expects someone to be in that smoke red box area. This way he's gonna nade this area. He does land it, only does very minimal damage. Azur with a nice crossfire. Looks like they're gonna hit towards ramp. 3 people are rushing towards ramp for eUnited. JKS spams, gets a kill. Lifts up another person, TCK with very low HP. And that allows Yam able to reposition himself down to lower. eUnited, you took ramp room, but now you're low on HP. 5 on 3. And the Renegades have full HP. I mean, it's a very disadvantage for eUnited.
So for eUnited here now, stuck against the wall, looking to try and pull off the impossible here to bring this back now from a 5-on-3, and only 1 AK still sitting in your arsenal, while you've done basically no damage at all to the Renegades. We'll see in a moment here if they can pull off this execute that they're aiming for now. In through the shed, but I mean, with Azur waiting just on the edge, unless they're able to somehow get him out of the way, he's just going to see this coming, spot it, and be able to call this out to shut these guys down. And well, there you go. Ricky with 1. He still grabs the second. One of the kills happened a little bit closer to hell, by the way. Vice, at the very least, catches you still over peeking, but as soon as he pushes in, there's Azur, as I was talking about before. So the Renegades pull off a massive comeback, only dropping 1 round in the second half. They do end up going 2-0 for this evening, but here on Nuke, it's a bit of a shaky one, to say the least.
They were close. We thought,
well,
United, they might win.
Wasn't really close, to be honest. It was just United wrecks the first half, Renegades wrecks the second half.
It's close in rounds, you know.
That doesn't always mean everything.
I know. I was just a little excited because, oh, Renegades might lose on Nuke. But United proved that, hey, we don't have much strats, so let's just run around. Let's run around and die.
All right, so that's it for myself and DeBears for this evening. To close things out, let's take ourselves back over to the analysis desk. Ryu and Daze, please take us away.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, that's a tough loss to stomach if you're on Splice. Huge lead, played super aggressive in that first half. Seemed like they might be able to steal that one away. They were way more prepared for Nuke than we were expecting, than it seemed like the Renegades was expecting. You said key to victory, a must-win pistol round for the second half. It looked very easy. I think it was Yam had some really easy one bullet
they just
USBs.
rushed upper, I believe.
Yep,
yeah.
it was the DeBears, the classic DeBears 5-man strat to instill fear. Failed miserably, and then from there it was like just a complete shutout.
Yeah, it was just a brick wall. They even kept their SMGs on that first buy round, and I was sitting here thinking they were going to lobby crunch, and they didn't even lobby crunch, and they still won the round really easily and picked up all the AKs as well. Renegade CT side, if you just watch their rotations, I mean, every single time that eUnited hit something, they were there with multiple people, always giving backup, always being there at the right time. eUnited just, I guess they telegraphed a lot of their plays. It was kind of difficult for me to see how the rotations were from the mini map, but there must have been things open after they took control of things. And that's actually why you saw in that very last round when they tried to 4-man ramp with 1 outside. They were like, okay, we went 4 outside and they all rotated to lower. Maybe if we go, or I might not have been that last round. Maybe if we go 4 ramp, 1 outside, then maybe we could take ramp and then split and crunch. But RNG they knew what was happening as eUnited was doing it every single round. They over-rotated accordingly, and their players got the kills that they needed to get.
Yeah, and so we have a replay. This was from the first half where we saw that aggression was working, and this was kind of the round that maybe gave them enough breathing room for them to close it out. As we see another we called it tunnels crunch, a lobby crunch there coming in, and it ends up in a 3v3. They're able to put AZR up in heaven. They kind of split upper after that. AGZ gets traded out here. So this is one of the only rounds that they took in that first half.
Yeah, so the reason I wanted to talk about this round is because they lobby crunched, and the kills, they were like 1-1, 1-1. I can't remember if it was a 3v3 after or whatever, but you'll see as soon as the kills happened and Yam saw that trade kills were going on, instead of United having an opportunity to reset, he pushed off from Twinkie very quickly, and he was able to get really good positioning. I think it was towards Mini. And that allowed them to, him to control the round and not really have the round in his control and tell his teammates where to go and close it out that way. So when you're that outer player and there's 1 or 2 of you and you have like 3 guys lobby, you don't want to just rush right away when a lobby crunch happens. You'll see he waited to see how the trades were going down. Because if his team gets a bunch of kills, obviously he doesn't want to just rush and die, because if there's a CT at outer still, then, he could easily kill him. But he waited to see how the trades went down, and he saw that it was pretty even. So he was like, okay, now I can make my move. I'm not going to let them reset. I'm going to go quickly and get good position.
Yeah, and we talked about that in the halftime break. Just when those lobby crunches come in, you've got to be able to change, because you know that there's so much pressure in one area of the map that you can grab map control somewhere else.
Exactly.
We have another round to look at, which was one of the better opportunities. When it happened, we were like, this is a great round for eUnited to have a chance to win, and they kind of threw it away.
Yeah, so this round they went ramp pretty heavy, and they were able to take lower, but look at how fast the rotate is again. He's in window room before they even get to the site. Ustillo comes down the vents. They basically have 2 people there while they're planting. They open the door. He's planting on top of the silo. It's a free kill. So they just didn't have the type of communication to really hold off on the retakes. They got down there really quick, so they should know that most of the time nobody's going to be underneath them or anything, and the main spots that they need to watch are that window side. They smoked out the window really well, but they didn't watch the door. They need to simplify it. So to simplify it, they still had the molly on the vents as well. If they plan on the right side, they really only have to watch that one door on the right. If they plan on the left side, all they have to watch is that orange door. Pick one of the spots, make sure you have that planted. Don't go for the top of the silo plant. You don't need that in that situation. That's like, it's going good. You don't need to make it go amazing by forcing that plant. It's already going good. Take the plant that's given to you, take the safe plant, and win the round that way.
Yeah, and it was interesting that it was like a 4v3, and it started with like a team kill, which brought it to a 3v3, a couple of frags immediately after. Then we had another replay, which was basically a lower split, where they were able to sneak a couple people down into the ramp. EZR with a nice kill off that flashbang, and we see he'll get traded out here, and then we do see the presence coming in. It seemed like another round Splice might have a chance to win.
Yes, so
again, it fell short.
Okay, definitely not Splice.
Oh, sorry, eUnited. Sorry, Splice.
But
is,
yeah, so
playing in a
we saw they
different
did a great split, and they have complete control, absolute complete control. But their post plants were really, really rough. None of them got into great positions, even though they could have gotten to even better positions. You see, he was in the back fence. They had full site, full plant control for a long time, and their post plant positioning was just really, really poor.
Yeah, we discussed that while we were watching. There was like a 2v2. One guy like went and did his other one thing. I think Vice was like sitting in the open, where there's so many powerful positions to play in that lower site.
But the strat itself is something that's been done for so long, ever since CSGO came out, which is just simply take secret control, split up the defense once you take the secret control, and then split ramp, because there's generally only one guy there, especially on this new nuke, because catwalk is so easy to get. So that's probably going to be, if you guys are new to watching, that's probably going to be one of the staple strats of this map, and it has been for all of CSGO.
And it puts a huge emphasis on the post plant, right? The teams that have better communication, better post plant can come out on top on maps like that. It's been an interesting night of matches as we take a look at kind of the night in review. 4 maps, 3 of them were pretty fast.
Yeah, this was
a longer one because we had that 12-3 half, which was a complete change of pace from the rest of them, as we see 8-16 on Train in favor of Immortals, and they followed up with an even bigger win, 16-3 from Train to Cbble. Dust 2, 16-5, never in question. Nuke was the question mark. It was like, wow, eUnited is way more prepared for it. Looks like they're going to come away with a win, which is much needed for those guys.
They showed some good stuff on it. I mean, they were definitely did their homework. Not necessarily their homework, but they definitely had a plan going in. They definitely did. Yeah. And I mean, it showed. They had a really good CT side. They had some good stuff. They had some good smokes on T side. So,
do you think for the next time that they play that, having such a super aggressive, I don't want to say gimmicky, because it wasn't like they were like one-way smokes and stuff, but do you think that there's a chance that the next team they play says like, hey, we know how they play CT, it's super aggressive, we're just going to punish it?
Possibly. I'm not sure if they played that way because they felt they needed to do something like that. I mean, I think gimmicky is a good word for it, because generally a CT lobby crunch is something you do once a half, maybe twice a half, but they did it like a good 4 times or so, on crucial rounds too, like 3 or 4 times, so the next team that comes in, you know, if they're watching this, I think they definitely should say, okay, as soon as we hear this, see this pressure, we need to, you know, go aggressive outside. Or if we, you know, there's two things you could do. You could either just say, okay, we're just going to stop their pressure, you know, pre-nade the spots, challenge them and kill them. Or you could say, I'm going to have one guy lobby or something like that, you know, like make it look like we have more throw and nade ramp, stuff like that. Try to let the pressure come and then take advantage of, you know, other spots on the map.
Going back to the earlier matches, Immortals and CLG, any closing thoughts on that before we take a look at tomorrow's matches?
Well, CLG and Immortals, I mean, CLG was really outclassed. That's what I took from that. I think they need a lot to work on. A lot of what Immortals was doing, honestly, I mean, there was almost no resistance by CLG a lot of the time, like running down drop on Cbble and things like that. Just no
with
resistance.
SMGs, like on
yeah,
16K.
A lot of people dying in the back and stuff like that. And that's just stuff that they need to drill. You know, that's stuff that you can drill in a server. Like you could have your whole team in there and have, you know, Kusta drop with somebody else, you know, the secondary B player, and be like, what are we going to do when this happens? And drill it over and over, and have Hazed, Cutler, and, you know, Ethan just run down and then just do it and be like, okay, now you know how to hold it, you know? Because really, like, whether it's Felp running down drop or Sub Rosa running down drop in that situation, you know, it's not that big of a difference. Like, it's just something that's going to happen, you know? And it's something you could really heavily prepare for and heavily drill for. And I think, you know, if they do that, I think, and learn from this, you know, they'll be a lot better, you know, for next time.
Yeah, and I can't speak for other teams. I do know our team, we tend to get better practice out of drills like that than we get out of some of the scrims that we have. So we're going to take a look at the matches for tomorrow. As we're going to pull that up here, we do see CLG return to play against Energy. Energy, I think, played them in a qualifier I think it was yesterday or earlier today. It was pretty dominant for NRG, so maybe another rough outing for CLG tomorrow. And then we do get to see Renegades again on Nuke, this time against Echo Fox, who is actually a Nuke team. It's a map that they love to play. And the second map in that set will be Cash. What are your thoughts, CLG, NRG, for tomorrow?
So CLG, Energy, I think it's going to be I think there's going to be a lot longer day than today is. You know, Energy, a lot of the time they take their time, actually, and they try to take map control and do some execute sometimes, but they can also be pretty scrimmy at times too. But I think that'll be a much closer game on Mirage and Cbble versus CLG. Not necessarily because Energy is like a way worse team than Immortals or anything like that, but I think that Energy's play style is going to be slower.
Sure. They're not going to be a minute 30 like double SMG rushing.
Yeah,
like we
I don't
saw
think
at
it's going to
Immortals
be. I don't think it's going to be the same game. But I do think Energy has an advantage on Mirage and Cbble. Big advantage on Mirage. They're a really good Mirage
You think
team.
there's a chance CLG steals one tomorrow?
Judging off today, probably not. But I didn't get to see how they play against, you know, like a slower team. You know, everything was working against CLG today. Everything. Like they lost all the important economic rounds. They lost, you know, all the clutch rounds, all the 3v3s. I think they lost most of the pistols. So everything was working against them today. We'll see what they come out with tomorrow. I think it'll be closer though, and I do think they have a chance. Yeah.
Renegades, Echo Fox. We get to see Nuke again, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Definitely, in having watched these teams play Nuke several different times now, not that hyper aggressive type of play style we saw from eUnited CT side. And then the second map in that series is Cash. What are your thoughts going into that? Knowing that Echo Fox started, I think, 6-0, really good start to the season. Since then, that they've
came down to earth a little bit. Yeah. So when they play on Nuke, I'm expecting another close score line because generally Nuke has a pretty big a close score line unless you know, just dominate one half and then are lucky enough to win the pistol on the other half. So I think that could be another close game. Both teams seem pretty strong on it. I think that Echo Fox is a really good Nuke team. I remember watching them versus Navi, and they've been practicing a lot. And generally, when you come to new maps that come out, like Nuke, obviously it's not a new map, but when it comes out, the teams that are the best on it are literally, they're usually just the teams that play it the most. You know? And I know Echo Fox has been playing a lot, so I'm expecting a pretty close game there. On Cash, man, I really think it can go either way. I don't think Renegades is a team that is a lock to necessarily beat anybody, except for, you know, maybe like, honestly, no offense to United, but probably, you know, a team of that caliber. I don't think they're a lock to beat anybody. And I don't think Echo Fox is either. I actually think they're very, very evenly matched. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see the op battle of Ricky and Shazam. I want to see that. And I also want to see how, you know, Yam progresses as a player, and I'm excited to see him play more, because anytime you switch roles like that, especially going from an Opper to a Rifler, that's like the hardest thing to switch to, from going from a Rifler to an Opper, and, or sorry, an Opper to a Rifler. Yeah, so I'm very curious to see, you know, how he plays on other maps, what his role is, and things like that, and yeah, it should be a good day tomorrow.
Yeah, should be some close matches. You guys heard it there. And actually, in both matches, we're going to have that same kind of thing where an Opper is going to Rifle with Kusta for CLG going to the Rifle, and Cutler picking that up, and then Yam, as you mentioned, going away from the Op in favor of Ricky having it. So it should be a good day of matches tomorrow. Hope to see you guys back then. We start 4:45 p.m. Pacific time with the pre-show. Should be a good day of matches. Dazed will be back tomorrow, so hopefully we will see you same time, same place, 4:45 tomorrow.